Hey guys, what's going on? Sjotyme checking in. Today I'm bringing you Dino Crisis Any Percent on the PC. This is the Japanese version. As you can see, I started the game in normal and I chose the right option, which was no infinite grenade launcher. So we're jumping right in. You can see I decided to cut out cutscenes for this. So that way you don't have to go through that torture learning the game. Instead, you're gonna have to go through that torture later when you start running the game. So yay, yeah, you'll be seeing enough cutscenes anyway. So I'll save you the troubles. But yeah, so the way this is gonna go, this is a recording that I did March 20th. I just did an offline local recording of a run. The total time is 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 46 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of explain into detail some of the things that I feel need to be talked about in detail. Otherwise, just pay attention at what I do. So here's the first thing. The battery. If you're doing Japanese, I like to kind of just number that. So I would say 232 is how you can remember the battery sequence there. So just know the numbers 232 in your head. Choose option 2, choose option 3, choose option 2, and then you can go over to the thing and execute the lever. So this is no cutscenes, but I am going to be leaving in cutscenes, like small cutscenes that I feel are completely necessary to the speedrun. Here's the first raptor fights. This guy, you actually had to kill him to save time. Like I said, just watch what I do. Just try to copy everything that I do for this run. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you just want to kill him and run away like this. Lots of different things can happen due to RNG, but that's kind of an ideal fight. It obviously can be done faster. But yeah, as you can see earlier, I already picked up an item. The fastest way to skip through items, and also through the map there as well, is just hit the map button again. So if you're in the item menu, anywhere that you are at all in the menu, if you just hit menu, you're going to automatically just go back to the main game screen. So saves you time instead of having to click through the cancel button a lot. And it's the same thing with the map. Whenever you see a map come up, just hit the menu button as soon as possible. So yeah, as far as like movement goes, just pay attention to the way that I'm doing my movement. Movement is like one of the biggest things with these sort of survival horror tank control sort of games. Whenever you're getting up to like a ladder, one of those vents or a door, just keep you want to just mash the action button, the open door button, in order for that to work. But yeah, and as far as the route goes too, just pay attention to where I go. That's essentially the style of this tutorial that I've decided to do. Pick up the items, press the buttons, just copy what I do, and I'll go into detail on certain things. Here you just want to run up, pick this thing up first, then run up to her. The code is 0375 in the Japanese version. The US version is 0426. So I actually am going to provide you some information on the US version as well. Now, for the save doors, all you really have to do is just press the button once and then just keep mashing the cancel button. That's all you really need to do there. And you'll just go there. So you can see that as soon as I picked up the item, I immediately pressed the menu button. So that's like how you just get through that real fast. Those panels there, those are kind of hard to master. I know a lot of people struggle with those. I actually struggle with those as well. Best thing you do is just mash the button and just get your timing right with the knowing exactly when to hit yes again. Because if you accidentally like if you keep mashing the panel after you've chosen to say yes, Regina's going to prompt it again if you want to activate the panel, which you don't want to turn it on. in that case, it's just jam on cancel. You want to run to the stairs there, but don't mash quite so early because you're gonna trigger a little text dialog box for like the icon in the main lobby. Here's the first DDK puzzle. It's just head, H-E-A-D. So these are always the same. Those are the same actually between Japanese and US versions. There's a lot of RNG in this game as well with like dinosaur placement. Alright, so we pick that up, pick this up, and we're going to use both panels. The code for this is going to be 705037, and that's actually for both US and Japanese versions. Hold down right to quickly trigger this T-Rex cutscene there. And when we're leaving, what you're going to want to do is just watch my timing here. You kind of want to wait for his head to fully go to the far left. And then you're going to want to run to the door, but you want to curve right. You don't want to do a straight line to the door, because if you do a straight line to the door, he's going to cut you off and roar at you, and that's just going to take up a lot of extra time. So the key there is to wait for his head to go all the way to the far left, and then kind of do a curve to the right to the door. Like curve right, then curve left. Like a half circle. Here's the next DDK. After skipping that map, the DK is going to be newcomer. So as far as this goes, as far as these DDK things go, it just comes with practice. You can actually delete, so with just hitting like the cancel buttons. So if you're used to like Resident Evil, you'll notice that it's a lot more friendly in this game. So this part's RNG. What I tend to do is just once I regain control of Regina, I like to head to the right of the raptor. I've noticed that my success rate is way higher if I just go to the right hand side. If like I kind of forget what I'm doing, or if I head left, I always seem to get hit. So I just recommend going the right hand side. So here's a button masher. I play on keyboard, so I feel like the mashing on the keyboard is a lot easier. Kind of just mash the hell out of all the buttons, really, is what you do. But if you're using controller, I just find that it's harder to mash out of that. But that's my own personal experience. Everybody's different. So yeah, all these placements of these dinosaurs are pretty much RNG. They could be anywhere in these rooms. So this game does have a lot of RNG. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and leave. Now this section here, you can... you're either... Okay, so a lot of times... well, I shouldn't say a lot of times, but you're either going to get him to trigger there or on the way back from doing this next little battery puzzle thing, turning on the generator. It's just completely RNG if he comes there or later. I think the better RNG, personally, is when he comes the second time, like on the way back after doing this. So this is different. We're going to pick this up first before running straight to it. And the number code that I like to associate with this is 123121. So watch how it corresponds with 123121. So this is how I remember the exact movement. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. So if you're doing the Japanese version, you don't have to worry about being able to read text. That's also another thing in the menus. You just kind of got to get used to what items are what, because obviously you won't be able to read fully the text if you don't know how to read Japanese. But luckily some things have like numbers next to it or bold English letters. But anyways, going back to the RNG with the raptor in that little corner hallway, the reason why I feel like the second one is better RNG is because since I already triggered him early this first time, he's going to appear here already, and he can like do whatever he wants with you. So that was good placement. So he could actually sometimes be like right here, right, guarding you from the vents. And if you trigger him the second time, like coming back, like just if he were to pop out of the window just there, you would just mash out and run right to the vent and not have to worry about ever dodging him for that part. So that's why I always feel like getting him the second time around is better RNG. But we're going to head right back to Rick. And then it's going to have us choose our first option. It's kind of like Resident Evil 3 where you just choose all the first options. So yeah, so you just choose option 1 for all of them. I think there's like 3 or 4. There's like 4 total, I think, for this any percent. You always just choose option 1, except for the very last one, you choose option 2. There is an item that can spawn there RNG-wise. You just try not to pick it up as you go down the stairs. It's definitely a common mistake to happen. So yeah, so after that, we're just going to run in here. You could either run in... The med packs are completely optional. I always like to grab the card first, then grab the 2 med packs. I don't like to take risks, so I just pick those up. So yep, it's going to keep going. Jurassic Park style. Here we go. But yeah, you probably noticed by now that the game seems to be going faster than usual. It's because the no cutscene thing. Pretty cool. So it is kind of nice because I will say that when you've grinded this game a lot, once you get to that point, you just really don't want to see the cutscenes anymore. So after that, we're going to run up here, and we're not going to take the vents or anything. We're just going to run through here. Speaking of that vent, be careful. Do not mash early. You can accidentally go up that vent. It's actually very easy to do. So you kind of want to delay your mashing until you're like almost at the door. So again, RNG is, you know, wherever these dinosaurs can spawn. Pick this up first. Then you're going to want to go in between those two things to pick up that one. I screwed up there. I personally do not like that pickup trigger. This guy can fuck your day up. And luckily he didn't that time. So yeah, we're going to go back this way. We've already unlocked the DDK, so we'll just hop through here. But the difference is this time we're going to use the fingerprint device to pick up this guy's fingerprint. Very important that we do it. If you saw the angle that I approached him, I recommend doing that. Just hold up and left and get him on and try to be like perpendicular with him. I think that's what it is, or parallel, whatever you want to call it. Just get to his bottom side. So here's the first ID puzzle of 2. You're going to want to use 46907 for the Japanese version. The English version is 58104. But this is Paul Baker, so that's who that guy was. Paul Baker. So you kind of just like, you go to the menu. So whenever you key items in this game, if you're already familiar with it, yeah, you go to item and you have to press up to access the key items. So like in that instance, you're able to see that the 2 letters ID were in there with the rest of the words, Japanese symbols or characters. So it's kind of easy to identify. This part sucks. This room is obviously heavy RNG with like where they are. They could be like sleeping, getting in your way, but that's actually kind of a tough room to dodge. Now we are being introduced to the pterodactyls. Hooray. Fortunately, that doesn't give us any damage there. It's just for cutscene purposes. But we're gonna, as soon as you see that gun drop, start mashing. If you do not successfully mash through this, what's gonna happen is you're not gonna die, but you're gonna get slammed right into that wall. So pick that up on that side. Run over here. Poor Tom. Poor Tom. Good Led Zeppelin song, by the way. Look that up if you haven't. We're going to grab those 2 discs there. conveniently placed right next to each other. Here, you're going to want to, as soon as you go through the door, you're going to want to do a quick turn, which is a one-button press sort of thing. Why the developers decided to start you facing that way, I don't know. But whether or not you get hit by those pterodactyls is complete RNG, so don't feel too bad, unless you're trying to go for like a really like high time if they hit you. So this is really easy. The solution to this is just RGB. From top to down, top to bottom on the right side, and RGB from the bottom up on the left side. So simply put, what you're gonna basically what that correlates to is 2, 1, 3. So you're gonna choose option 2, option 1, option 3, going from left to right. That's how you identify that. Same thing as with the battery, but it's RGB: red, green, blue, red, green, blue. Kind of like a backwards U in that sort of. You start from the right hand side going up to down, RGB. Left side down to up, RGB. So it's actually a really easy puzzle to memorize. And then you pick this up. Do not forget that. Please do not forget that. I like to pick that up as I'm leaving because I just feel like it's less travel distance overall. But yeah, RGB is all you got to know to memorize that crane puzzle. So as soon as he picks you up, this one you have to mash a lot. If you do not mash well enough on this one, you will game over and your run will die, and it will turn into a segmented run, which you could still submit under segmented, but if you're going for any percents, mash the hell out of it there. So now that we're done with that section and we picked up all the items, we're gonna head right back. But this time we're gonna go down the elevator to our. You kind of want to go, yeah. This one's a little. This trigger for the elevator is a little hairy, but with practice you can get it. Oh, you may have noticed that we don't have the gun anymore. We don't need it, so we're just gonna leave it alone. But we're coming to our first crane puzzle. You use the basement 1 key card first, which we found in the pipe puzzle. The solution here is hook start. Then you're going to go up 2, left 1, release, down and hook, and then start. So what that does, this is generally the fastest way that I'm aware of for this, but not a whole lot of people know that you could just hook it and hit start, and it will bring it back to its ground zero coordinates. 0, 0 coordinates without having to do extra inputs, so it's a nice way to save time. So the first time we're through here, we're gonna go on the left hand side door. And then also we're just gonna run right into there. Saves us time by not having to go through the lasers. Hold up left. I recommend just holding up left once you get through that door. It's just the easiest way to not get caught on any sort of geometry. But yes, we're making this run again. It feels like we've been here before. We're gonna have to run past this raptor, so hopefully he's right at the door here, so that way we can just run by him. In this case, he's not, so in these sort of situations, I'd be a little scared. This next part's also RNG, where the raptor could be. I got good RNG here. He could be right here, and you'd have to, as a result, you can either be risky and go that line that I took, or you can go the earlier left, where he was just there. But hold up left here, mash, and now we're in the elevator. So we're heading back. We're heading down to, I believe it's basement 1. Another mash section. Once you're through with that, just do a little quick turn. Run straight, and then curve. And DDK puzzle is going to be laboratory, or laboratory, whatever your accent may be. Contrary to popular belief, this is Dr. Kirk's, well, maybe not perhaps just his, but the point being, this is not Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it. What's that stupid name? With Dee Dee and I forgot. But anyways, we're gonna go to that panel there. Dexter's Lab. That's what I was trying to get at. Okay, so this is let's see, 5037 for the Japanese version. The US version is 7248 for that code. Dexter's Laboratory is what I was trying to get at, but I fucked that joke up majorly. More panel shenanigans. So, fortunately on this run, I was doing pretty well with the panels. This is actually overall a really good run for me. I'm very proud of this run, and I'm glad I was able to knock it out real quick for the offline recording. Here is the gas chamber. So that code we put in before opens this gas chamber. Now we're going to do red bread, green red, pause till it hits about 85-ish, and then we're going to do green blue. So red, green, red, pause till about 85-ish, then green blue. That's going to kill this guy in here, so it skips the cutscene. One good way to remember it is 1, 1, 2, 1, pause, and then 2, 3. So if you're not sure, here's another mashing section. Again, if you don't know how to read Japanese and you're not sure which one's which, the other solution would be considered 1, 1, 2, 1, pause till 85, and then 2, 3. But yeah, if obviously you're running the US version, then you wouldn't. You can just know that red, green, red, and then green, blue is the solution. I got very lucky with a lot of my RNG with this run with the dinosaur placements. So, but I really didn't get hit a whole lot. This here is a med kit. I recommend picking it up if you're new. I picked it up just for the heck of it. So we want to use the chip here. And the solution is 3695. And we're going to do 1, 3, 2 from the bottom up. That's how I like to memorize this puzzle. So if you number the sections that the line goes through from bottom to up, you would do 1, 3, 2. It's actually very easy to kind of memorize that. 1, 3, 2. We're going to want to run here and use the basement 1 key card or chip, whatever that is, just the one that says B1. Use that first, and you're going to want to after you pick up the item, you're going to want to mash cancel so you don't read the document. But same thing goes with the next chip set puzzle later on in the game. I kind of just, left 1, right 1, right 2, left 2, kind of number it that way. It's very easy to categorize that way. We're going to want to use the key card R. So you can just easily locate that by R in the inventory. This is energy. This is the next DDK. Remember that as a save point there, so make sure to mash cancel so you don't accidentally try to trigger a save. And after that cutscene, all you do is just run out. That's all you do. So there's not really much going on there. So after this, you just come over here, pick up the screw. You're gonna want to make sure you go to the right panel. I've tried doing the left panel and it won't work. So go to the right panel. The solution here is the third one, you move right once. First one, 0 times, so as is. And then the second one, right once. So that's all you gotta do. Very, very easy. So third panel, right, option 1 here. So third panel, right 1. First panel, as is. Second panel, right 1. And option 1 there. So that's how you get through that room as quick as possible. And make sure you use the screwdriver on the right panel and not the left, because it's very sensitive that way. So we're going to go the Arnold Schwarzenegger Gale route heading out of here, where we're just going to bum rush everywhere. You can kind of go wherever you want in this room. It's complete RNG where the dinosaurs are. I tend to like to just go down that first one because it's just the fastest, and, because this is scary when he's that far away like that. But if you didn't notice by now, a lot of this run is just you running past these dinosaurs and just hoping that you have good RNG and that the raptors don't like tail whip you, that sort of thing. They can easily do that. Here you just want to hold up till you get to the door. It's pretty easy. But again, the RNG with the raptors can fuck you over, so just pray for good RNG. We're going to go ahead and skip out of that map, and this time, very important that we do this. We go down through this door and not the other one, because if you go to the other one, we're going to have to go down this hallway anyways. But we have to open up the panel. We don't want to do that. Here, we just go hold straight. That's all you have to really do there. Just hold straight. Okay, so now we're going to go back upstairs, and we're going to head into the room where Rick was in the control room. But instead of finding Rick there, we're going to instead go up the elevator, because Dr. Kirk gave us the key card or clearance or whatever. But either way, we have clearance now to get here. So you can just hold straight up at this part, because you're just basically trying to hit that button there. And you can just mash there as well. Go up the elevator. As soon as this door opens and you gain control, just hold up and slight left. And just mash there to pick up this card. The Japanese version there, you just unlock it. There's no... And you just go right through it. The USA version actually prompts you to save it. So anybody watching this, like, I know some people might want to do the Japanese version, some people might want to do the US version, English version. Here you just run straight up, use the fourth one here, watch the little cutscene, and leave. Here is the first, or the second T-Rex encounter, we'll say. This one is actually, if you're new to the speedrun, this part's actually a very reset heavy section. I should say this is a run killer for sure. It's very easy to die from the T-Rex in this room. But it's pretty easy. Just hold up here. Hold up. So then she's gonna get knocked down. I hold up left here. Now I hold down left. I walk. Change the angle. The run to the corner like that. And you kind of want to just wait for him to like retreat all the way back before you do the run. If you just watch the way I did it, you'll get an idea of the timing. But he can also not roar. And if he doesn't roar, you got to be on your toes. Speaking of toes, there's a moonwalk right there. After that cutscene, all you do is you hold down, and Regina will just automatically trigger that cutscene there. Skip the map, mash through, and go that way. So now we're going to be trying to leave this little area of the game with the awesome music. But the T-Rex is not over yet. We may have ran away from him there, but he's definitely coming up again soon. Again, wait to mash until you get past the vents. We don't want to take the vent here. We want to just go back to the main hall to the double doors. There are other versions of this game that you can run. Actually, the leaderboards just split the console and PC, so I think that's pretty cool. So if you want to run this on like console, you can do that as well. You don't have to just do PC if you want to compete anymore. So I thought that was pretty cool. But this run is on the PC. It's Japanese version. There's all sorts of there's like a Dreamcast version, a PlayStation version, obviously the PC version, and I think this game's on emulator. You see my movement there? Very important to follow exactly how I did that movement there, because that pterodactyl can actually get you. Again, like I said, I'm not going to go into detail on every little thing about how this works. Like, just a lot of it is you could just watch what I do and just try to copy my movements and actions. I did grind this game quite a bit before I recorded this, and my PB is 1 hour, 16 minutes and 31 seconds for the any percent. So if we're gonna come up here, I like to grab the grenade launcher first. Menu out, pick this up, menu out, then go back to menu and equip. I figured that's like the easiest, least sloppy way to do it. I feel like it's just faster that way. Because sometimes, like when I try to cancel out and then go to equip and equip. I'm all over the place. So here's a box puzzle. You want to do this one here, the top one to the right, and then you're going to want to push the bottom one downwards. The US version's different. I don't know if I can. Maybe I'll put like a text or something of what the solution is for that, but it's a little bit trickier. But it's just a couple extra pushes that you need to do. Next one is this, the bottom one to the right. And once this is done, we're gonna push the one right above us, upwards towards the exit sign, and that's all you got to do. So again, just very easy. Just copy what I do. US version. It's a bit different. There's like 1 or 2 extra pushes, but it's pretty easy. So to the right there, that's actually grenade rounds. If you're nervous about the final T-Rex eating you, then pick those up. Hold down, aim, and action. Down. So that's what you do here. This is the secret. Down, aim, action. Just hold those 3 buttons before that fight, and just hold it throughout the fight. She'll fire 3 times. The T-Rex will hit her, and she will dive through the legs and trigger the Rick cutscene there. This is a good point to use your first heal if you haven't done it already, but if you're in caution, of course. But ideally, good rule of thumb, if you can wait to use your first heal there, you're on really good. You're on a good run. So it's very important here that you go here first and not the elevator room. You actually need to read this file. I like to pick that up first, quick turn, read the file, cancel out, and leave the room. In order to trigger the cutscene to progress through the game, you have to read that file. That's just the way the game was programmed. So that's a big thing that new runners overlook. Big cutscene skip there. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go retrieve the battery for Rick. This one, there's no actual puzzle that we do yet. We're just simply picking up the battery, so just mash through. Do a smooth little quick turn and head back to Rick to trigger a cutscene. He runs the same way that you run. I always thought that was kind of funny. He's like, "Yeah, we'll see you later," or some shit, right? Or like, "Let's split up," or something like that, and then you just end up following him anyways. We're gonna want to pick this up. It's important we come back here, grab this, and try to avoid that shelf on the left. You can accidentally push it and lose time. Because the way that this game works is that if you start a push, it will continue to push until the animation is completely finished. Kind of sucks for speedrunning. Here's another mashing section with a pterosaur. That's not the actual name, it's like a pterozoid or some shit like that. This one looks like it can cause an instant death. I've never actually failed it, so I don't know if it really does, but it looks like it will. So I call those guys Terrys, and this is Terrytown. So welcome to Terrytown. Here you can literally just hold up and mash the X in menu. So you don't even have to curve a little bit or anything. You could just hold up there and pick up both items. But you are going to want to pick up both items. Mash action to get the early ladder climb. And here's crane puzzle number 2. We're going to use the basement card. We're going to go up 3, hook, left 2, down, release. Very important that we do this exact method. Actually, on my PB, I fucked up, and I forgot to hit down before release. So I lost 10 seconds going to go pick up the key item, because I ended up blocking the passage to the exit. Okay, so next we're going to want to pick up the one in the far upper right-hand corner. So up 3, right 2, hook, and start. So this is just going to pick it up and bring it back to our 0, 0 coordinates for the crane puzzle. This is a huge run killer as well, reset point. We're going to want to release, right, hook, start. So a lot of hooking and starting is the final commands for the speedrun. This one, we're going to want to drop it up the 2 spaces above us. So to do that, we're going to go up 3, down 1, release. Then we're going to pick up the 1, 2 to the right. So up 3, down 1, release, right 2, hook, start. And that should complete that should complete the crane puzzle. So just quick turn out and run for your life down the ladder. Head to the left and just kind of go through it this way, and yeah, it's not even a maze at this point. Pick up this item, just mash. Quick turn and find your way out. So yeah, I accidentally blocked this passage right here. So it cost me like 10 seconds on my PB. So, but we're just gonna quickly run on out there. Make sure that whenever you get to these save points, you're just mashing cancel after you've triggered it once. So here you're gonna want to hug this wall, this little area. I've seen people make mistakes before by just like taking wide angles. You just don't want to get as close as you can. All right, so we're coming up to our first behave section with the Terrys. This is all complete RNG, and they can fuck your day up. So I consider this like really good RNG actually, because we could just easily pass them because they didn't even know we were there. And pretty sure this is not going to trigger. Well, I guess we're not even heading to the left yet, but we're gonna go through this door. But you can actually trigger them to come through the rooms. So the further away you are from them, the less chances you have of having them follow you into the next room. So I've actually had like a lot of good RNG with these Terrys on this run. The last section of, and here's a raptor. You kind of just run past this guy. He's not really much trouble, and you're gonna want to go through the vents. The last behave split, behave 3, I believe it is. You will see an example of how they can fuck you up pretty bad. Like, they can pick you up, throw you, all that shit to waste time. You don't want that to happen. So they're actually known to be the biggest run killers of this game. We want to go over here just to trigger the cutscene, because it allows you to progress through the game. You have to see this cutscene.
Yeah. Well, at least Kirk's running out of places to hide.
And it's infamously a bad cutscene where he just goes, "Yeah, see ya." Yeah, nice conversation, Gale. But we're gonna want to do that first, because if we do the other section where we trigger the raptor to come out, we're gonna have to deal with raptors on the way to that cutscene. So we're gonna want to do that first. So when we're done that, we come and pick this up, and we're about to enter another mashing section. Gosh, I can't say that correctly to save my life. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Mash, 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 mash. Make sure to pick up the card, then go through the door. Now, here comes my least favorite room in the entire game. You can take the safe route, but that costs like at least 10 plus seconds. I like to do the risky route, so here you go, guys. So what I just did there is the fastest way, or one of the fastest ways. But boy, is it risky. And if you get hit, you're most likely going to bleed, which sucks. Oh, and speaking about bleeding, I haven't talked about that yet. Bleeding in this game can go away on its own. But bleeding is kind of like a poison in this game. Like kind of like Resident Evil poison, where it slowly deteriorates your HP. For the run, oh, here, this is important. Watch what I do here. Notice how I didn't run right away. When you're coming down this way here, you're going to want to wait for the raptor to take a single step first before you sprint. You can like walk a little bit too, but don't run.
I
let the raptor complete his first step and then book it, because otherwise it's going to turn into a tail whip fest. He'll tail whip the shit out of you, and you will fuck your run up real bad. You'll drop your weapon, which you don't need, and I guess you don't need anymore, but unless you're not confident with the final T-Rex yet. Here's a DDK puzzle. It is Waterway. But yeah, the bleeding in this game, a nice little tip that I like to give people is if you're bleeding, you don't have to immediately use a hemostat. I would wait until you fall into caution before you use a hemostat, so that way you can combine both menus together with using a hemostat and a heal at the same time. So it's just faster that way. So we're gonna purposely go the wrong way. We're supposed to actually go the other door to the right, but by going this way, see, that's quite a common occurrence there with the Terrys. We're gonna go up here, and then we're gonna go quickly right back down the stairs. So what that does, once you get to that part right there, the game kind of decides, it goes, oh well, it looks like they decided to go a really long way to the section that we're supposed to be going to. So it decides to change the cutscene that's about to happen with the T-Rex coming up. It saves a lot of time doing that. The cutscene is far longer if you just go straight to the T-Rex. Like, I'm talking like it's like maybe like 20 seconds. It's pretty close, like 15-20 second time save. So that is kind of the reason behind it. That's kind of what triggers it. Is once you get up those stairs, the game decides that you've taken too long. So we're just going to give the player the really quick cutscene. And if you noticed, there was Rick there in the elevator. We're going to pick up this battery. I recommend rewinding the video to watch that cutscene with the T-Rex falling and look inside the elevator. It was Rick. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. They forgot to program him out or something, but kind of spooky. So we're going to use the battery, and the solution for this is going to be ACD. Yes, I know, it's really close to ACDC, and that's a really good way to memorize this, but it's the easiest battery puzzle in the game, in my opinion. ACD. You can also think of it as 1, 3, 4. So we'll go ahead and hit that lever, wait for that to finish, and book it out of here. You're going to want to hold right and go straight at this part, right to the big elevator. I've made the mistake many times of moving forward. Just trying to get in the habit of just holding right and then move forward to the door. We're just going to want to go straight here. Pick that guy up. Kind of angle yourself there and get on out. Remember that now there is a T-Rex in your way, so yeah, try to take that into account. You're going to be coming back to this room again later, so it is important that you keep in the back of your mind that there is a T-Rex that was not there before. You can see there that I tried going through the middle. It's actually possible to do that. It's easier than you'd think. And sometimes it's even safer. But again, the Terrys are extremely, well known for ending a run. So you can see you got good RNG that the Terrys didn't get close enough for them to come out the door there, which would waste more time. Don't forget to pick that up after the cutscene. Do not forget to pick that up. So if you're on a good run, you should be around the 50-minute mark, somewhere between 15 minutes to an hour at this point. IGT. There is still plenty of run left. So at this point, you've watched all the cutscenes and everything up to this point, and whatever. Yeah, you still got a lot of run left to go. This is a very, very long speed run. Probably one of the longest ones that I do. So we're going to run past the raptor and go to the door this time. We're going to go through here. We're going to grab the item in the far corner. Turn off the security alarm because our gun triggered it. If you're doing no weapon, that's actually not going to trigger, and that confused me when I was doing that. So anyways, we're going to use both key cards here. Just watch what I do here. And then we're going to go ahead and enter in 0392. The US version is the same. So we're going to do L1, R1, R2, L2. Then we're going to swap L1 with R1, and then swap L2 with R2. So that's how I make sense of that, and that's a good way to write it down. And when I say the numbers, that means from the bottom up. So the little gaps that you can select, the bottom one is 1. So here's another DDK. It is stabilizer. Save door, mesh cancel through that once you've hit the action button once. We're gonna go straight here. And we're heading back to this hallway again. And you might ask yourself, why don't we just go through this door the first time that we're here? Well, the answer is because we don't have the level C card yet. I could be wrong. There might be another reason, or maybe we do. But just trust me, this is what we do. Anyways, we pick up that Modisc, or whatever, I call it Modisc. And we're going to head right back again to the final DDK puzzle. That last panel, by the way, is a bitch. You can accidentally go up the vent. I've done it before. So here's the last DDK puzzle of the game. It is Dr. Kirk. Not the abbreviated doctor, the actual full doctor. So, Kirk W, baby. Kirk W. We're going to want to curve here and use the second one first. So key card number 2 there, or chip 2. And then we're going to use chip 1 for the second one. Now, although there still is a lot of run left, a lot of that run is mostly there's a lot of long cutscenes. So I feel like most of the time that it takes up is the cutscenes, but we are getting very, very close to the end. I should say that I forgot to mention this. If you are curious to see a full raw uncut version of this run, just so you can see its legitimacy, I'll post a link in the description below to the raw uncut run with all cutscenes and everything. So here's the second one. We're going to want to do number 2 and move it to the left once. Number 3 as is, and then 1 left 1 time. So the second panel left once, insert. The third panel as is, insert. Then the first panel left 1 time, then insert. Now we go here. We just do this computer to trigger a cutscene, and that one lady that was sitting here before is now covered with beans, baked beans everywhere. Either that or she shit herself, because they say that when people pass away, they shit their pants. So here you're gonna want to use the fingerprint there. Make sure you're mashing the action buttons, because you actually have to confirm yes there. So don't be mashing the cancel button. Use the fingerprints and mash action button. Very important.
We live, you live.
So I included this here because you need to mash menu. I did that so fast.
So what's your choice?
And we're going to make our third choice. It's going to be option 1 yet again.
Let's do it.
Whatever you do, don't drop your guard for a second.
Listen to Rick. Don't drop your guard. Skip the map. We're gonna head out here. You're gonna want to immediately go to the door to the left. So just hold the right button, just to kind of get yourself ready. Like kind of like a pre-turn sort of situation. That was good RNG because the raptor could be all the way down this hallway, and if the raptor is all the way down this hallway, you have a good chance of him tail whipping you, and you do not want that. Or he can even jump on you. We skipped that room that we just passed altogether for any percent here. I don't even think you even need to go in there. I think it's for just like a shotgun attachment part or something, or a grenade launcher attachment part. I forgot what it is, but for the speedrun, you don't have to worry about it. So here's our second ID puzzle, if you want, if you will. We're going to use the ID, and this is for Dr. Kirk. We're going to do 78814 for the Japanese version. The US version is 31415. And if you're doing the PC version of the US version, you're actually not going to be able to see where you are when you're with the panel, like selecting numbers. Kind of stupid, but it works for the Japanese version. So up to this point, there's only 3 codes that are similar, that are the same for the US and the Japanese version. Is both chip codes, the 3695 and then the 0392, and then also the panel puzzle from the big T-Rex room, which is 705037. Those are universal between the versions. Everything else is different, so. But that is technically the last puzzle slash code in the game, is the Dr. Kirk ID. So as you can see, getting really lucky with these Terrys. So what we're doing now is we choose option 1, so that way we can go take the initializer and stabilizer that is already intact and built and ripe for the taking. Whereas if you choose Rick's option, he's going to want you to actually go assemble the parts, and that's just going to cost extra time that we don't have, you know, because speedrun and all. Rick, that's why we choose Gale's option every time, because just essentially, obviously, because it's faster. But it's way faster. For some reason, Rick's options are just very, very slow. They have you do extra rooms, extra puzzles, and you don't get any really any extra sort of reward other than like additional items. But for the speedrun, you don't even need them. There's talks of people wanting to have category of a Rick percent. I'd be all for it. I think it would be kind of fun. But the only downside, here's the initializer and stabilizer, by the way. Just a quick pickup. It's already, here's the one downside that I can think of really. It's already a really, really long speedrun. If you do something called Rick percent, where you just choose Rick's options, it will just make the speedrun even longer than it already is. And I don't know if that's something that I'd really want. Even the best ending, it's really not that much different than any percent. The best ending for this, like, I'm not exactly sure what you do, but it's pretty much the same throughout the entire run, except for you just go like a different direction at the very end after the final decision making that you have. Like I said, I can't really talk too much about the best ending and the route, but it's really not that much different from any percent up until the very end. Essentially, the final T-Rex is dealt with in a different way. And you see a big helicopter. Not flying, mind you. Oh, by the way, I have movies turned off in the pre-boot configuration menu of the game. That's where you make that choice. Here we go. So this is an example of bad RNG for the Terrys. So I fell into caution. I'm not playing around. If I see myself in caution, I just go right to the menu and I heal. Which one is the heal and which one's the hemostat? Just practice. It's generally the second one. The hemostat comes first in the menu, and the first aid comes second. Here is RNG if that they could follow you through that door. If the Terry is far... Okay, here you need to actually select basement too. You can't just mash. So just hit left, left, and then action. Or right, right action. But if the Terry's far enough away, he won't come through that door, and you end up saving a lot of time. There might be other reasons to make him not come through, but that's essentially how that kind of works. Make sure you hit this panel. Then go over here. And we're basically like the last like major thing that we do for the run before the final stretch is just install the initializer and stabilizer. Try to aim towards the right on that elevator and not the far back. It's just quicker because you can actually activate that trigger quicker if you aim towards the right. These stairs actually could be a little bit of a problem if you're new to the game, so you just kind of have to figure out the timing of when to turn. Anyways, you mash here, say yes, and then after that you're going to want to go into your menu. Insert the bottom item first. So the very bottom item. So up, so go to item, go up to key items, right, the furthest one down. Once this little animation plays, you're going to want to a quick turn and run over here. Go to the farthest left you can. Try not to pick up that item. I think it's a plug. I honestly don't remember what it is. But as you saw, there's really not a whole lot of plugs. I forgot to mention earlier, the cutscene after Dr. Kirk in his personal lab. That really, really long one where the cutscene starts where he points the gun at Regina's head. That one. I forgot to mention this, but there is an optional med kit in Dr. Kirk's, like, the room where it says, like, you know, keep out or whatever, or leave me alone, whatever. I forgot what it says. That one, that room in the corner, Gale would be pointing his gun at Dr. Kirk. There's actually a backup med kit. It's gonna cost you extra time to do it, but it's there. So here's how you do this part. You do this second. You just run straight. So once this animation is done, this is why we wait to do this now. We hit the button there, and all you have to do is a straight shot line to there. So it's just most convenient, easy way to do it. So we're gonna choose the bottom one yet again. It's kind of the rule of thumb there. Just choose the bottom one after pressing right in the key item section. And that should be it for the initializer and stabilizer. Once this animation's over, we're going to want to just kind of hold left and then mash. I think you might have to go up a little bit. We gained control of Regina again. We're going to go to where Gale is. That's the idea here. We're just going to go to where Gale is. So take this right door. Go into the leave me alone door. Or don't bother me, that's what it is. Don't bother me. You're going to go through a little bit of a cutscene, and then...
Okay.
You're going to want to mash the menu button here.
Take it easy, Gale.
No. Take this. Tagged him with transmitter.
Right about
Gale.
now.
Gale.
Hey!
Now, here's the final option of the game. This is where you choose 2. Very, very fucking important. After that, you have the map. Skip out of it with the menu button. But throughout the whole game so far, you've always been pressing option 1. That cutscene right there, where Rick's like, do something, that is the last one, and you choose option 2, or your run is dead. Sorry, folks. If you choose option 1 there, your run is dead. So please make sure to choose option 2. Dos. We're going to want to go this way to Regina's left. It's just quicker. You're going to head down the stairs as quickly as possible. So we are approaching the final section, the very final part of the game.
Fuel in this.
As soon as he throws that to you, run up here. And this will confuse a lot of players that are new to this game. That thing that he just threw us, like a power cell or whatever, we're going to want to use it on these barrels. Try to aim for the top 2 barrels. So you're going to use that power cell on it to fill it up with gasoline, I think, or whatever, to power up that little hovercraft. I should add that the CGI cutscenes don't add to the timer, but it is okay. Anyways, they don't add to the timer, but it's still kind of convenient for a speedrun to just turn them off. I thought about that just now because of the ending, so you guys won't see an ending or anything because I have them turned off. But when he throws us the power cell the first time, you're gonna want to like menu out, and then the map is gonna pop up, and hit menu again, and then quick turn. The second time around, when he throws those grenade rounds or whatever, those little supplies, you just hold straight.
Intruder detected at port. Lockdown in progress.
So this is the last part of the game, a huge run killer. You're just going to want to hug the inside as best as possible. That's really all you're doing. Like as soon as this starts, you're just going to hold left. So Regina runs through left and just hug the wall. You want to run in a straight line, but be close to the wall. So that way, like when you're making the turns, you're as closest to as you possibly can. I actually really fucked up bad. I got caught on a corner, as you may have saw earlier. So I almost lost the entire run. But if you're not confident, pick up the grenades before the helicopter T-Rex battle, so that way you can shoot him if he tries to eat you there. Anyways, clear time here is 1:16:46 on normal mode, as you can see there. No continues, which qualifies it as an any % run. And that concludes the tutorial for Dino Crisis. Make sure to leave any other questions in the comment section below, or you can reach me on Discord or whatever. My name is Sjotyme. Anybody watching this, you probably know who I am. I'll put all sorts of information in the description and everything like that. I'll even post a no commentary version of just the run without cutscenes, and then also I'll have the raw uncut version. But anyways, excellent. You now have mad skills for Dino Crisis. Thanks guys, my name is Sjotyme. Have a good one.